Hello guys, my name's Lochid again, and welcome back to Trails into Reverie. In the last video, we pretty much went through Modern Park, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. Now we're in the Garnier district, where we're supposed to meet up with the princess, the hotel, with the. Or wait, no, not the princess. With Marcus's dad. Yeah. I don't know why I thought the princess. Probably because I saw a picture of her, but that's not who we're meeting. Yeah, on my guide I saw a picture of the princess, so that's probably why I thought her. Well, first, there's still things we need to do before we go to the hotel.
The jewelry they got inside these babies is always so pretty. Pretty enough to buy for me. Right, you sis?
No.
Ask me again in a decade.
Got him.
You got it, sugar daddy.
Oh my goodness.
Just don't go broke so you can splurge on me.
You're ridiculous.
The way they interact is so sweet.
Sugar daddy. Oh my gosh, I gotta hear that again. I'm sorry, guys. There we go.
The jewelry they got inside these babies is always so pretty. Pretty enough.
I don't sense anyone following me now. So why did I sense it before?
Did something happen, Rean?
Those are the lines that happen. Those are the lines that. Yeah, that's the stuff that Rean and Elise say when we first got here. Though that was before this video, obviously. And then here's when we entered the jewelry.
The jewelry they got inside these babies is always
the
so
jeweler.
pretty. Pretty enough to buy for me. Right, you sis?
Ask me again in a decade.
You got it, sugar daddy.
Oh my gosh.
Do it. Just don't go broke so you can splurge on me.
Oh, sugar daddy. Didn't expect Millie to say words like that.
You're ridiculous.
The way they interact is so sweet.
Yeah, like a couple. See what they got in stock. The Mishet Tiara. Ooh, yes, let's buy that. When needed for an exchange later. So silver. Of course, it's so expensive. A deep ochre, still blue, passionate rouge, evergreen, and an abyss shadow. I could just exchange them for with other items. Alright, yep, looks like that's the only place that I've ever been. Looks like this is the first place I've been to. Okay. Sugar daddy. Oh man, that was great.
The opera house. Remember when we used to only know Vita as a singer here, Elliot?
Her world felt so far away, but now we've been on the same stage. They actually invited me to come back too, so I'll save you guys a seat.
Nice, looking forward to it.
Please. And thank you. See what we got here. Strawberry crepe? Should I buy that? Yeah, strawberry crepe, yep. Alright. What now? Ooh. Oh, yep. That's what I figured. Oh, sorry, man. In real life, you've been like, what the hell, man? Watch where you're going. Stuff like that. Well, I guess there's only one place left to go, and that's the hotel. The hodl. Imagine someone actually saying hodl instead of hotel, like a total nut. Oh, like a total imbecile. We're scheduled to have lunch with Representative Regnitz at this hotel. He's not governor anymore? We still have some time to spare, but I wonder if we should head in early. Entering the hotel will cause the main story to advance. Heimdallr will become inaccessible, as will any sub-events yet to be seen. Oh, we've seen everything. Anything we haven't seen would have been off-screen. And by off-screen, I mean not in the videos. Yeah, sure. Der Himmel, yep. Actually, well, it don't matter.
Thank you for coming.
Anything I missed, I could just get in my second playthrough. Representative Regnitz, Marcus's dad.
Not at all. Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, I guess we do meet the princess. Huh. Howdy. Alfin Rasse Arner.
I'm so happy I get to see your faces again.
Your Highness.
What brings you here, Your Highness? I should very much be asking you the same thing. All this, and you're being forced to place yourself in harm's way for my brother. I'm so sorry for not consulting you first. Yes, as you ought to be. I'm your best friend. I could have thanked you much sooner, Elise, had you not kept this a secret from me.
Oh my gosh. It looks like she hasn't changed one bit.
You won't stop me? Stop you? Heaven forbid. As soon as Representative Regnitz informed me of the details, I chose to accompany him of my own volition. I cannot bear to ignore a matter that involves my family. So please, let me do my part. Let me be part of your team.
Do you have your weapon? That's what I want to ask you. Do you have your weapon? If you don't have your weapon on you, then that's a no.
I'd like that very much.
If you had your weapon.
You've always been a part of the team, Your Highness.
Well, this has come to a fine resolution, but it won't do to begin discussions on an empty stomach.
Ain't that right?
Why don't we have some lunch first?
Ooh, sounds good. We haven't eaten yet, actually. Well, I have, but... Well, actually, I'm still eating.
You won't hear any objections from me.
Excuse me.
I could definitely use a bite.
And that burp was not from food, that was from a drink I had. It was Propel. Can't do anything on an empty stomach. I mean, you could talk, but not as much as you could on an empty stomach. I mean, you could talk, but not as much as you can on a full stomach. Ah, that really hit the spot. I can hardly believe you finished it all. Your stomach really is a void. I'd like to see who can eat more between you and Maya. I can't blame you though. The quality of a first-class hotel's food is not to be underestimated. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get to come to a place like this on my food tour. You must have really liked it too, Tilly. You ate a ton. Well, I'm a growing girl just as much as you. Well, I'm glad you both enjoyed it. Shall we all get down to business then? Sure. First, I wanted to discuss the disappearance of the prince and new princess. New princess? Alpha's been the princess we talked about. Or is there a new princess in the midst? Has someone been crowned the new princess? With what we have now, we believe it to be the work. With what we have now, we believe it to be the work of a terrorist who goes by C. I wish we could say more about them, but I'm afraid we know very little. Just that they're the leader of a so-called Reborn Imperial Liberation Front. They also look slightly different from the C we dealt with in the past. Yeah, because that C was Crow. Yeah, the C you dealt with in the past was actually named Crow. Was actually our buddy Crow. Crow was the C that you dealt with in the past. The one who shot Osborne. Speaking of which, I'd like your take on that matter, Rean. Do you believe the new C and original C are one and the same? No. Heavens no. I'll admit that I haven't been able to get in touch with Crow to confirm for sure. But I'm convinced that no, they are not the same person. I was thinking the same. This new one, I mean, heck, if it really was Crow, C would have just up and said something. He wouldn't have used riddles. This new one has mimicked the original style in their statement, but I think Crow has left those days behind for good. It's a relief to hear you feel that way. Seems like a safe bet, yeah. As for the contents of their statement, they referred directly to His Highness. Our first target was the foolish prince and his wings, now bound to inaction. That does make it quite clear that they were responsible for the abduction. I would assume wings refers to the courageous. Vast as the Empire is, how they're able to keep a ship of that size hidden from sight is quite the mystery in itself. Yeah, it might have stealth capabilities, but that can only go so far on its own. It's impressive they've managed to keep its location from the intelligence division, even if it isn't at its former size. Me and Tilly are still in it though. So you heard any new statements from C? I'm afraid not, that's the only one. We've been trying to investigate this matter as best we can, but our foe is quite cunning. They won't let themselves be caught so easily. If only. Given the nature of this crime, we'll need to be exceptionally covert during our investigation. But naturally, the government cannot and will not leave this case unsolved. You will have our full backing however you choose to go about this. If you're in need of the military police's assistance, you need only to ask. Thank you, Your Excellency. Next, I'd like to discuss my primary reason for summoning you here. Would that be the information you said you wanted to share when you called? That it would. This information was given to me by General Van Dyke, but Princess Alphen and Elise have also verified it with their own experiences. Really? Does this relate to the thing you were concerned about when we met up with Elliot? Yes, it does. Allow me to explain. The students of Saint Estrella come from many a different background. We have many with family in the military, including officers and generals. That in itself isn't a problem. What is that many of these military family members have been reportedly acting strangely of late. In what way? I remember hearing rumors about that when I was at the school too. Most of them are seemingly reformists and young officers who idolize the late Chancellor. It's as if they refuse to settle back into normality after the war's end. They're still addressing others with deep aggression and are clearly very unhappy with the current state of the Empire. But the thing that concerns us most of all is their reaction to Crossbell's reoccupation. They aren't at all angry with the idea of a united nation. But it's the opposite in fact. They're in full support of it. That is not good. That's an understatement. What utter insanity. The success of a united nation would also mean the end of Erebonia. Precisely. I'm a reformist, but supporting such an extreme concept is nothing short of baffling to me. According to General Van Dyke, some of them have been showing worrying signs of plotting something in light of this. Exactly what that something is in detail, he has yet to confirm. That kind of ties up with what me, Eustace, and Elliot found out too. Yeah. Oh? Could you tell me what you discovered? The group shared their findings with Representative Regnitz. Soldiers holding covert meetings in the city and large amounts of supplies disappearing. It wouldn't surprise me if members of the army were defecting to the Ebon Defense Force. I think we need to look into potential points of contact between them. Agreed. I think we've also got a clearer picture of what's been going on here after sharing all we know. If we put the pieces we currently have together, the muck and mire that gathers in the Vermilion City from C's statement refers to defecting members of the army. That makes sense. The statement did mention it would see those who supported the United Nation pay for their crimes. Guess it's all fallen into place then. If there really are rebels in the army and punishing them is C's goal, then who we find first doesn't really matter because the other will be there. How convenient for us. Yeah, sure is. I'm glad I was able to help put you on the right track. Class 7 always comes through in the end. Your Highness? Pardon me, you don't have to worry. I'm hardly the only one for whom life is difficult right now. I'm sure that if I were to ask you to rest, you wouldn't listen. But please, at least be a little gentler to yourself, Your Highness. But the great mental burden of not knowing whether your family is safe and well is not to be underestimated. Them being missing also means you have to carry on with the work that would normally be given to them. You're going through too much for one to handle right now. If you are feeling at all unwell, we would like for you to consider taking some time off. I wouldn't possibly... Wait. Oh, couldn't. I thought it was wouldn't. I couldn't possibly. I'm in full agreement. Taking care of yourself is as much a part of your duties as working. While you do that, we'll see to it these crimes are solved. You have our word. I'll do what I can in your stead. And I will see that Prince Olivert and Lady Sherazard are brought home as soon as possible. You can put your trust in us. I suppose you're right. Perhaps resting is as much part of my duties as well.
My heart is breaking for you, Your Highness. No one should have to handle a burden like this alone.
Rean? You're staring.
Yeah, take a picture, it'll last longer.
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention.
It wasn't my intention to scold you either. I'm well aware that you're being considerate of my feelings, and I appreciate it.
I'm glad.
And you don't have to worry, Your Excellency. We're still not sure exactly how the situation stands in Crossbell, but I'm sure Machias is just fine. I concur. It will take more than this to make him lose heart. Thank you both. I've also put similar faith in my son. I'm sure he's doing everything he can on the inside to see justice prevail. As are Elisa and Toa. I think we all feel the same way. They ain't got nothing to worry about as long as they have Supermaid with them. Yeah, Sharon. And we're a whole super crew, so if they got things covered, then so do we. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Alright. Thank you all for your time. I'm glad we could exchange information. It was a very worthwhile meeting. Well, we ought to make our way back to the palace. Be careful on your journey, everyone. And I'm counting on you, Elise. Thank you, Your Highness. Good luck. I'm always available if you need to get in touch. Should we get going too, then? Yes, let's. Princess Alphen. Something feels strange. Choosing to continue will cause the main story to advance. It will also not be possible to go any further in Rean's story for a brief period. Is something wrong? It's probably nothing. I just gotten a weird feeling. It feels like something is in my pocket that wasn't there before. What is this? Huh? That's a weird looking mirror. Since when did you carry one of those around? Since now, I guess. Since never. This isn't mine. It just ended up in my pocket somehow. Are you certain? I doubt anyone could slip something into your pocket without you noticing. Yeah, nothing gets by you, Rean. I don't have a clue how this got there, but there has to be a reason behind it. Though I can't imagine it connects in any way to the prince's disappearance or what's happening in Crossbell. What? What's happening?
The conditions have been met. The road to where all may gather, to where destiny avails itself, just at the horizon, is open. Come, and sink into an illusion that mirrors the real world and extols its endless possibilities.
Oh! I think this is what I read about in the guide. The place is called the Reverie Corridor. Kind of like that tunnel dungeon from Cold Steel 2. What just happened? What? Where are we? It's some sort of white garden. I've never seen anything like it. I'm getting the feeling there's more to this place than meets the eye, too. I mean, what kind of garden is surrounded by floating books? Yeah, I'm not sure where we are, but it doesn't feel like the world we know. How did we even get here to begin with? That's a good question. I can't fathom how we came here either. In fact, I don't recall what I was doing before I ended up here at all. I feel as though we were all together the moment before we arrived, but beyond that, I haven't the slightest clue what happened. Well, this is just great. It's like something is blocking out my memories of before we got here. Actually, it's worse than that. It's not just my memories of right before. There's gotta be a pretty good reason I was hanging around you guys, but beats me what it is. At least we're all on the same page about that. I feel fuzzy too. I've been trying my best to recall what I was doing earlier too, but nothing's coming to mind. My best guess is we were working together for some reason, but I'm not sure why. Regardless of how we got here, I think it's safe to assume it's affected our memory somehow. Agreed, and standing around being confused isn't going to answer any of our questions. I think we should have a look around and see what we can find. So do I. If nothing else, we need to know whether this garden is safe. We may find clues as to how we arrived here as well. Sounds like we've got a plan then. Oh, and don't forget there are 2 floors to this place. Let's check them both out. Yeah, the Reverie Corridor, Reverie Garden. Alright, let's end this... Okay, let's end this video here. If you liked it, hit the like button, subscribe, and press the bell icon to be notified for all future videos. And I'll see you all in the next video.